ask you to convey our urgent and emphatic request to the Gillard government to do its utmost to defend Julian Assange's human rights and the free and lawful operation.
Sir, there's no photography in the building. Please ask you to leave, please.
Australians around the world.
Thank you very much. There's no photography in the building. Ask you to leave, please. Thank you.
Is vilified by his own Prime Minister and the Attorney General.
Thank you.
Mr Assange has a human and legal right to be presumed innocent until proved guilty according to law and to be given a fair trial. As you must know well, it is unlawful under S104, the Criminal Code Act 1995, for anyone intentionally or recklessly to cause death or serious harm to an Australian citizen outside Australia. And yet the Australian government has voiced no objection to the death threats levelled against Mr Assange by high-profile US citizens and others. In light of the above, we, the undersigned, ask that Ms Gillard publicly and unequivocally withdraw her statement alleging illegal conduct on Mr Assange's part, explain to the public why it was wrong for her to say that, and to apologise to Mr Assange. Call on the Gillard government to robustly defend Mr Assange both at home and abroad, and to respect and defend his right to receive information and impart information freely without interference by any public authority. Ask the Attorney General to initiate investigations into threats of violence against Mr Assange by persons in the United States and Canada, including Sarah Palin and Mike Huckabee, in violation of Australian law. And finally, urge the Gillard government to oppose strenuously any application to have Mr Assange extradited to the United States, because it is unlikely he would receive a fair trial there. We thank you for your attention to these matters of fundamental importance to a free and democratic society. Sincerely, your compatriots.
Well, I'd say we must be onto something, because there's a lot of cops here. They must be really concerned about citizens.
Well, you're here.
Yeah, maybe, or maybe embassies are just a bit like
Freaked out.
yeah. I don't think embassies like protesters.
No.
Big building.
That's being revealed, not just by the WikiLeaks, but also by the arrest and persecution of Assange, is quite remarkable. And for Australians here, I think it's kind of imperative that we start to kind of speak to our government and get them away from that kind of blind devotion to the United States. And we're seeing that once again with regard to Assange. Frankly, I'm fed up with that. And I think a number of Australians here and back in Australia are as well. And I think it's time we started telling our Australian government that we are actually an independent country and not an appendage of the United States, as we were once an appendage of the British colonial world. Thank you.
Political theory at Goldsmiths College, where Mike also teaches. And one of the things I'm always telling my students is that no matter what side of politics they come from, that things like democratic accountability, freedom of speech, openness in government are actually vital to the health and sustainability of any type of democratic society. So in this sense, I think someone like Julian Assange basically performs a vital function, something which we don't often have the courage to do ourselves.
Why are we now losing vision? When did we